Let's begin our journey into special contracts with the initial topic of indemnity and guarantee. So first, let me start working out on the term indemnity, and then we'll go to the term guarantee. So here, if we write indemnity, let us try and understand the concept of indemnity. Let us start with a very simple example. Let us say there is one Mr. Sir who incidentally has a car completely, पूरा स्टोरी है भाई ये, राइट, कोई है नहीं अपने पास कार, तो सर एज अ कार एंड he goes to the insurance company, एक insurance company है, so he takes an insurance from the insurance company regarding the car, right? So the car meets an accident, right? So over here, the insurance company will pay or compensate, or rather we say indemnify for the loss caused to Mr. Sir over here, right? तो ये compensation जो है, this compensation is termed as the indemnification provided by the insurance company to the indemnity holder. या indemnity holder कौन है भाई साहब? सर indemnity holder, right? या इसको हम लोग promise C भी बोलते हैं, राइट? प्रॉमिस किसने किया? इंडेमनिफायर ने, तो उसको हम लोग बोलेंगे promiser, right? So this is a contract of indemnity, pretty simple. The contract takes place between two parties, that is one Mr. Sir over here, the indemnity holder, and insurance company, the indemnifier. Pretty simple. So there are two parties and it looks pretty sorted, right? दूसरा क्या है? Guarantee, right? The contract of guarantee. The contract of guarantee is not that simple, but still we'll try to understand it in with a very easy example. Let us say sir goes to a bank, a Lena Bank, to take a loan, right? तो लेना बैंक ने बोल दिया लोन नहीं देंगे आपको, you have to get someone who can vouch for your credit worthiness and be responsible for the payment in case of a default. So we find, or rather I find, one person who can stand as a guarantor for me. So we have one Mr. Varad who will be standing as a guarantor for me, right? So over here Varad ji का काम क्या है? So in case sir fails to make payment, that is the principal debtor, इसको legal language में हम लोग बोलते हैं principal debtor, लेना बैंक बन गया creditor और वरद जी बन गए हमारे guarantor, right? So Varad will make payment to Lena Bank in case of default by sir. So if sir fails to pay, कौन पे करेगा भाई? वरद पे करेंगे, वरद फंस गया, लेकिन इसी को बोलते हैं हम लोग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ गारंटी, राइट? टेक्निकली देखा जाए तो फंसा नहीं है, चलिए समझने की ट्राई करते हैं. सो देयर इज वन प्राइमरी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बिटवीन सर एंड लेना बैंक, राइट? इसको हम लोग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नंबर 1 असाइन कर देते हैं. सेकंड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज बिटवीन द गारंटर एंड द क्रेडिटर, वेयर द गारंटर प्रॉमिसेस टू पे the money to the creditor in case of default of payment by the principal debtor. क्योंकि लेना बैंक ने सर को क्यों पैसे दिए थे? क्योंकि वरद ने बोला था आई एम देयर, डोंट वरी, अगर सर पेमेंट नहीं करेंगे मैं कर दूंगा. तो वरद तो टेक्निकली फंस गया, लेकिन नहीं फंसा है, क्योंकि एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो दिख नहीं रहा है वो है, एक्चुअली इट्स देयर, it's contract 3. This is termed as the implied contract of indemnity under section 145 of the Indian Contract Act, wherein if the guarantor makes a full payment, I repeat, the full payment to the creditor in case of default by the principal debtor, if sir doesn't pay, guarantor will pay in full to the creditor, and later on guarantor can take that money from the principal debtor under the implied contract of indemnity wherein sir the principal debtor has to pay to Mr. Bharat. एकदम हो गया basic doctrine of equity, right? Law हमेशा equity की तरफ point out करता है, so it's very simple to understand. So basically we notice under the contract of guarantee कितने contract देखे हमने, how many contracts we have witnessed? We have witnessed 3 contracts and 3 parties, right? 3 parties are involved and 3 contracts are involved. यहाँ 2 parties and 1 single contract. यहाँ तक तो सब ठीक है, pretty easy. लेकिन किसी भी एंगल से एग्जाम में इतना इजी तो नहीं पूछेंगे, राइट? तो थोड़ा ज्यादा दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा एग्जाम क्वेश्चन के लिए. सो लेट अस take one more example, right? For the exam question, let's try to figure out how they may ask, right? Which won't be a pretty simple question. Let me just put across an example over here, another example over here, right? So let us say over here A says to B, let C have the goods, right? A ने क्या बोला B को, let C have the goods, right? और उसके बाद क्या बोला उसने, A ने बोला I will make sure you are paid for it, right? Nothing to worry, I'm here. So over here if we notice A says to B, let's see have the goods. So technically contract दो पार्टियों के बीच में हो गया, A and B के बीच में. A ने क्या कर दिया, प्रॉमिस कर दिया. So A has promised that he'll pay money to B, right? C को goods ले लेने दो. So it is again 2 parties getting involved. It's a contract of indemnity. A very similar question may be asked wherein they may put it like this: A says to B, let C have the goods. यहाँ तक कुछ अजीब नहीं लग रहा है, सब सेम लग रहा है, ठीक है. If C fails to pay, I will pay. ये कौन बोल रहा है भाई? Who's saying to whom? A is saying to B. अगर यहां देखा जाए तो Mr. C has taken a benefit from whom? From Mr. B. B ने benefit क्यों दिया? क्योंकि Mr. A ने बोला मैं खड़ा हूं, I'm there, don't worry, right? So if we try to plot it on the basis of our previous example, so C, the person who has taken the goods, is technically the principal debtor, Mr. B is the creditor, and Mr. A is the guarantor. So if C doesn't pay, fails to pay, ठीक है, बहुत बड़ी बात है यहाँ. C fails to pay, who will pay? A pays to B. और later on जैसे हमने सीखा था यहाँ सेक्शन 145 के बारे में, right? Let me just mark it. So over here later on C has to pay to A under the implied contract of indemnity. So यहाँ देखें फिर से 3 पार्टीज आ गई. देखने में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कितना सिमिलर लग रहा है, देखिए A says to B, let C have the goods. वहां तक कोई कष्ट वाली बात नहीं, बड़ा सीधा सीधा जा रहा है. let C have the goods, right? यहाँ क्या बोल दिया, I'll make sure you are paid. So technically A has taken the fundamental or the initial liability upon himself, right? There is no if or but. I'll make sure you are paid. तो A has taken, जिसको हम लोग टेक्निकल लैंग्वेज, लीगल लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं प्राइमरी लायबिलिटी, राइट? और यहां देखा जाए तो A ने क्या बोला भाई, इफ C फेल्स टू पे I'll पे. ठीक है, पहले C के पास पूछ लो पेमेंट करेगा नहीं करेगा. अगर वो नहीं कर रहा है तो मैं करूंगा. तो यहाँ ए की लायबिलिटी कैसे बन गई भाई, सेकेंडरी। हियर द लायबिलिटी ऑफ द गारंटर इज सेकेंडरी। बहुत ज्यादा जमीन आसमान का फर्क पड़ जाता है व्हेन देयर इज अ स्मॉल चेंज इन द सेंटेंस सो मेड, राइट। तो इससे हमको एक बेसिक डिफरेंस मालूम पड़ जाता है बिटवीन इंडेमिनिटी एंड गारंटी। तो थोड़ा यहाँ आ जाते हैं। इंडेमिनिटी में हमने क्या क्या नोटिस किया, एक बार थोड़ा अगर हम लोग रिवाइज करें तो यहाँ कितने पार्टीज इन्वॉल्व है, 2 पार्टीज। यहाँ कितनी पार्टी इन्वॉल्व है गारंटी में, 3 पार्टीज, राइट। यहाँ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कितना है, 1 सिंगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, ठीक है। यहाँ कितने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, 3 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, जैसे हमने सीखा था अभी। 3 contracts are there. The primary contract between the principal debtor and the creditor, the secondary contract between the guarantor and the creditor, the third contract जो छुपा हुआ contract है, the implied contract of indemnity between the principal debtor and the guarantor। तो 3 contracts आ गए। यहाँ liability of the indemnifier is primary। कार का एक्सीडेंट होगा तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी लायबल बन जाएगी, है कि नहीं, राइट। तो उनकी लायबिलिटी सीधी सीधी आ जाती है ऑन द अकरेंस ऑफ द इवेंट। यहां देखते हैं दैट द लायबिलिटी ऑफ द गारंटर इज सेकेंडरी। सेकेंडरी कैसे, ऑन डिफॉल्ट बाय द प्रिंसिपल डेटर। तो यहां हमने मेजर डिफरेंसेस देखो, अगर आप, बहुत फर्क पड़ जाता है। देयर इज अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस between these 2 contracts, right? So if we refer to our second part of example, यहाँ इस तरफ देखें तो ये दोनों एग्जाम्पल बड़े सेम लग रहे हैं, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली आंसर पूरा अलग बन जाएगा इनका। So you have to be very careful when you are trying to solve a case study on this one. Read the lines very, very carefully, right? Else you may land up on the wrong side because these 2 contracts look pretty close to each other. So that is basically a run up on indemnity and guarantee. Now we go on to solve few questions and take provisions thereon, right? So let's go on to a few questions, exam questions, and we'll try to debundle them and figure out as to what provisions would be applicable. If there are any extra provisions applicable, we'll obviously refer to the same as we go along. So as we promised, we'll be starting with a few questions on this one, right? Starting with the question number 1 over here. A contracts to save B against the consequences of any proceedings which C may take against B in the respect of certain sum of rupees 500, right? So if we notice over here, they've asked us to pick a correct answer. So the correct answer here would not be quasi contract, would not be the contract of guarantee, right? So would not be the contract which is void in nature. It would rather be the contract of indemnity, as we studied just now, the contract of indemnity, wherein we have noticed that there are 2 parties involved. A contracts to save B. यहाँ 2 parties हो गई हमारी, तो A कौन बन गया, A is the indemnifier or rather the promisor, whereas B becomes the indemnity holder. So we are sorted. It's a contract of indemnity between 2 parties when one party promises to save the other for the consequences of an act. So this is contract of indemnity, very much sorted. So just for the purpose, I would just go to the notes for reference, very quick reference, right? If we notice over here, under the English law, if we notice, the loss be due to the conduct of the person. The loss could be caused by accidents or forces beyond one's control. Thus, the scope of application of the English law of indemnity is wider. The Indian courts follow the English law. अच्छा प्रॉब्लम क्या था कि अगर आप इंडियन डेफिनेशन देखो तो उसमें अगर इंडियन डेफिनेशन को अगर हम लोग थोड़ा एक्सट्रापोलेट करें, व्हाट डू वी नोटिस दैट वी टॉक अबाउट only express promise of indemnity, right? implied promise of indemnity हम नहीं कवर करते हैं. अगर आपने नोटिस किया होगा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ गारंटी में सेक्शन 145 क्या implied contract of indemnity है, wherein the principal debtor would be compensating whom, the guarantor. वो यहाँ मिसिंग है हमारे 124 में. और दूसरी बात सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट, द लॉस कॉज्ड बाय द कंडक्ट ऑफ the loss caused by the conduct of the promisor or any other person is covered, right? So Indian contract act mein the section 124 covers a very narrow definition of indemnity, wherein doesn't takes into account the things or accidents or forces beyond one's control, right? So there is this missing element that we find in 124. Hence it's more apt that we consider the English law for the purpose of our reference,